let's go ahead and jump into that Bond 25 announcement, which apparently EJ
Ooh.
woke up for and made a point to watch. And I figured I would be the bigger Bond fan here. And
I
I
just
didn't
like
feel the
pop.
need for that.
Oh man, Alan, I just like pop culture news. I'm so excited for anything. Like I'm a I like the high of like going in and be like, ooh, this fandom's cool. I don't really care, but like I'm glad you guys are having a good time. Um, so I went into this being like, ooh, we're gonna get a title, not knowing like, haha, shade. Oh, we always hold our Bond titles. Well, damn it, guys, now I don't care. Like this was okay. I woke up to see Rami Malek do a video message acting awkward, so I'm very excited to see Bond face another villain with a weird speech pattern and awkward gayness to him. Um,
Yeah,
like it's like
that
three in a
video
row
message.
now.
That video
Like there's these.
message wasn't very intriguing. Like, and being
No,
like, I'm gonna give James Bond a little hell, or however he talks. I don't know.
yeah, he's like,
That sounded pretty accurate.
yeah, that was. I was scared for a second. I was like, "Oh, Mr. Robot's here." It's cool. I like the summary for it. I like a lot of like weird like SJW things. I like that there's a lot of people of color in this. I like that this cast does feel diverse. It does feel like they're slowly trying to change this up and make it more modern. I don't even mean that with just diversifying the cast. It just feels fresher, and I like that aspect of it.
Does it feel like that?
I think the cast does have a cool vibe to it. I think adorable Mr. Paddington the bear is always a great pick to.
Ben Whishaw.
Yeah, I kind of like him, and I want to see. I don't know. I on initial glance, I saw it and I was like, oh, this doesn't seem like same old at first glance. The plot, I thought the gadget thing was like, or the like technology thing was better for Bond to get into. Maybe I'm just hoping they go to the moon and it's Moonraker. I don't know.
I would approve.
I will say, I mean, I guess it's always complicated with James Bond because depending on who's directing it, who's Bond, when it is, and how like they sort of mess around, and obviously whether it's based on one of the novels or not, they always kind of jump around a bit with timelines and continuity. And one of the things I have liked, although I think as we kind of touched on in a previous podcast, it's not always made for really successful Bond films in the Daniel Craig era, but I like how they've stuck with their core team of staff again, because they had it a little bit with Pierce Brosnan, but that was more just really Q. But I like how since Judi Dench's M left, R.I.P., I like how they're bringing back Ralph Fiennes as the new M, and they're bringing back Ben Whishaw as Q, and they're bringing back Moneypenny and like that team. Oh, and also is it Tanner? I think.
Yeah.
Rory Kinnear. I love him, like the kind of nerdy like hanger on. I really enjoy seeing them because, Skyfall wasn't a perfect film, but I enjoyed their parts of it. I quite like the inner workings of MI5. So yeah, I'm positive about that. Although I will admit, like I haven't watched the video or anything. It all kind of passed me by. I was at work, and no one really reported much on it other than, yes, this film is happening, and yes, everyone who you thought will be in it is in it.
Yeah, there were no surprises. I honestly, the biggest surprise, and it had already been kind of revealed beforehand because they had flown her out for something, but that Léa Seydoux is returning as the Bond girl that he drove off with at the end of the last one.
Yeah, although I'd read that rumor, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's in Jamaica with her from what they've said of the synopsis. I think he's like in retirement. He's like, or wherever they were at, I think he's just kind of like having his good old time. And then they're like, oh, hey, the guy who's playing the American CIA agent.
Jeffrey Wright as Felix Leiter. Yeah.
Yes. He's coming in and being like, hey, my friend Rami Malek's bad guy is being awkward and weird. We have to go deal with him.
I do feel like quite a few of Daniel Craig's recent Bond films have started with him, whether having a fun time on the beach or just being blind drunk on a beach somewhere and then being dragged back into the reality of
literally Daniel Craig getting into these movies. It all starts with him drunk somewhere being like, please don't say you're going to slit your wrist to do another one. Like, we don't need this on this press tour. I don't know. I'm kind of digging it. Maybe because it does to see like it's slowly killing Daniel Craig, and that's crazy to watch happen on screen. So I'm just down for it.
The one thing I want out of this is the one thing I'm fairly certain I'm not going to get, especially considering that Leia Seydoux is coming back, or however you say her name, Leia Seydoux is coming back as Madeleine Swann, which means that they probably got married, which means they're probably going to make her the Diana Rigg, Tracy Bond character and kill her. And make him miserable and make him go rogue again. But the one thing I want to see out of Daniel Craig's Bond is for him to not fucking go rogue. Just goddamn once. Let this guy do...
That's been his entire trajectory. Has been like, gets close to woman killed, goes mad.
Yeah, just...
I have to say, like, I was a fan of Vesper Lynd. And I mean, maybe there was too much kind of false media around it, I don't know. But they always seem to suggest that actually... that was the kind of character journey that they would return to more about that. So then I wasn't such a fan of them introducing the Madeleine Swann aspect. Like, it was fine, but I will also say classic example of like 20-year age difference.
Yeah.
Which is a bit, I was like, at least Eva Green was kind of within a decade of you. God's sake.
Yeah, that is a bit of a gap, but I don't mind that as the arc, because that is the Bond arc from the Fleming novels, is to have Vesper Lynd be the woman whose death fucks him up, and then he tries to love again, and then gets married to Tracy. And then she gets killed by Blofeld, and then he rages in the last novel and a half.
Well, I love the
use of that word. He rages. That sums up most Bond films over the last few years.
What I'm hoping, though, is not to say everything you just said, Alan, is horrible. I'm just tired of these fridging the female characters, killing them off for this male to have his advanced story. So I'm hoping when them bringing in Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Killing Eve, I'm hoping she's come in to spice up the script. She's adding in her dark humor. I love Killing Eve. I think it's a great show. So I'm really, I'm hoping she takes away these tired elements of the female having to be this character. Like you said, him going rogue, can we just see her, she doesn't even have to be on the mission with him, but I don't know. I just don't want to see that same route. I think it's happened, and I know it kind of feels like where that's going with, but I just feel like that's so tired to do with, and maybe because other movies have done it before Bond, and yes, I know that's kind of the Fleming route, and this seems to be a very big homage to Fleming, like I said, putting them in Jamaica where he's wrote most of the books and stuff. So it's something that just I get nervous about, because it's something we've seen a million times. I mean, it was my problem with Deadpool 2. We're going to fridge this character, kill this female off. I mean, we also do it in other movies we'll talk about at one point in time. Eventually, who knows? I don't know. So yeah, it's interesting, and I'm nervous about it, but I'm hoping the Phoebe Waller-Bridge aspect is more Killing Eve and less what she did in Solo.
Yeah. Well, I know. I think have faith in Phoebe, because I wouldn't actually be surprised if that's literally her job. I mean, obviously her job is to look at the script in general, but I would not be surprised if she's actually mainly there to look at the female characters, because that's what Killing Eve is. That's why she got the gig, because apparently Daniel Craig is this big fan of Killing Eve, and all that is female operatives. So I feel like that's probably going to be her focus. And yeah, what she did in Solo, she didn't have creative power over. So I think when she writes it, it's brilliant. So I have faith. I have faith in her.
No, I agree that I don't. What I described is not necessarily what I want to see. It's just what I see them going with, and I would love for them to swerve that. I did kind of want him to have his on Her Majesty's Secret Service kind of film, but I wanted that to be the last one and not the one that he goes out on. I wanted Spectre to be that, not to abridge that into another thing. I want him to go out on a high note. I've liked all of the Daniel Craig movies. Most people, I think, have been on and off with him. I think a lot of people like Skyfall. Everybody likes Casino Royale, but I don't think Spectre or Quantum of Solace have been very loved. I just want to go back to the quality of Casino. That'd be great. That's all I want. That's all I want out of it. I don't have any expectations of what they do with Bond. I just want it to be good. Gerald, who was the girl that's in this that interests you?
Excuse me, Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas.
Yeah, she played.
Yeah,
I love her.
She's good from what I saw of her in 2049. How old is she? Because
I can't recall offhand, but she's young.
Yeah, honestly, like I hope she's not a love interest. Cause
oh, you didn't know what's gonna happen.
Cause I don't know.
She's 30.
Oh, is she?
Okay.
Okay, I thought she was younger than that.
That's so much better.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just checking on Leia. Yeah, Leia Seydoux is 33.
Yeah, I mean Daniel Craig, like he is that ugly, rugged hot, but it's still, still don't necessarily want to see a bunch of young women just gravitating to him and him just.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah, Daniel Craig is 51. This is what I mean. I'm not denying that he is not an attractive man and all that, but it's age gaps. Are we not kind of over this?
And it's like his wife is so age appropriate and like beautiful with him, and like can't we do like a character like when they added Monica Bellucci in this franchise, and I was like,
everyone made such a big deal
because she is so hot in his age and honestly sexier than him still, which is fine. I like that the women are always out of his league because they're just insane. I was like, oh cool, she's not in this movie.
I was disappointed that they didn't use her more because adding her to the cast created so much hype, and I thought I was like, thank God, someone age appropriate.
Yeah, and she was in like 2 scenes.
She was in the film for like what, 10-15 minutes?
Yeah.
Such a disappointment.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing can ever be creepier than like 48, late 40s Roger Moore with that 16-year-old in For Your Eyes Only, the figure skater. Oh. So we've hit our we've hit our depths.
But that was, what was that? The 70s?
That would have been the early 80s. I don't.
Well,
I mean, they played it like it was creepy.
was still making movies.
Yeah, they played it like it was creepy in that movie, but they didn't play it enough like it was creepy. And then,